What's up, you guys? Just a quick little review on a H20B by Xpress. One of their bay models with the hyperlift hull. This one has the Gulf sand on it and the green sides. I think I have the redfish package on there. I got the saltwater trailer and a few other things. I think I got the extreme bay stainless. I didn't really see too much info on these online, at least no good YouTube reviews or anything, so I figured I'd just do one just so if you're looking at these aluminum bay boats, you can kind of find out which one you want. I looked at the Ranger ones, and I didn't really care for them too much. They're kind of cheap. If you look over here at these, the rod holders in that center console, the Ranger one I saw, they're kind of like bolted on the side, but these are actually like built in. The Ranger one had the really cheap like PVC tubes. Kind of shitty for how much you pay and you get that. But anyways, don't really have any issues with the hull. It works just fine. I'm not the most experienced by any means. Before this, I owned a Carolina skiff. I kind of grew up on the Chesapeake Bay, fishing a bit out of aluminum boats. So not completely new to aluminum, but yeah. If you see back here, this is the bilge area. I just got to stick because sometimes I'll get water in it. For whatever reason, when I run the boat, it always has probably maybe like half a gallon of water down there. I don't really know where it's coming from. I think it's coming from where the top cap and the bottom are welded together, but I'm really not entirely sure. I know there's no cracks or anything. It's just kind of weird, but if you look it up, it's somewhat common. You can see one of the starting batteries down there. Gas tank. There's your fuel water separator. When you get your boat, if you do decide to buy one of these, make sure that's tightened up pretty good. I picked it up from the dealer and took it out and super excited. Made it maybe like half a mile away from the dock, and all of a sudden that thing kind of shit out on me. It turns out it wasn't tightened up all the way, so I had to call the dealer, and then it probably took me like 45 minutes to figure out what it was. It was pretty bad. But I mean, the dealer's more than nice about it. You know, he was very helpful, but it was kind of annoying. Anyways. So as you can see right here, we got two fold down seats right beside the leaning post. They have storage underneath them, which is really cool. I'm a big fan of storage, so it's not really just wasted space or anything. And if you look down here at the seams, all the seams on this boat are welded up really nicely, and it has kind of this Rhino liner, Line X type stuff on top. You don't see any cracks in any of this, which I'm a really big fan of. That's something I was really concerned about, that it would have all these crazy cracks in it. Maybe just being a perfectionist or whatnot, but I've had absolutely no issues with it. All these hatches in here and all the compartments, they actually all drain to the bilge. It has a little hole in the bottom of it. So it's pretty nice. If you get some water in it, it's not going to stay in there forever. And it's carpet. I don't know how I feel about that carpet, but I guess it's cool. I haven't had to sit down in these seats yet, because it's usually just me and the wife that go out. But yeah, seems comfortable. You get the back seat back there. As you see, I also have a ladder. Up here, I got a Yamaha 115 SHO show. There are the controls for it. I got the hydraulic steering. I like it. It's really smooth. Absolutely no issues with the steering or anything. And this is what the floor of it looks like. As you can see, everything's nice, clean, no crazy lines in it. If you look up there, you can kind of see from where the rod lockers are. You get the drain right there. I've actually flooded all of them. I forgot my drain plug for a whole 2 minutes. I got a whole bunch of salt water underneath it, inside of it, so I went ahead and just flushed everything out, and everything drained fine, drained perfectly. Once I got some fresh water, there's the leaning post. It's pretty comfortable, no issues with it. It even has a little footrest. I think that was part of the base, stainless. It's comfortable for nice little long rides. I've taken it to Florida, where I was out there for a few days, and I take it on Lake Gunnersville and Lake Wheeler out in the Tennessee River out in Alabama, where it's gotten pretty rough out there, but it cuts through everything. Nice, smooth ride. I'm a bigger fan of the center consoles, even on rivers and stuff, than I am for the actual traditional bass boat. And you get all this, so it's really nice, really easy to clean up. I was to go up there with a broom and just sweep it off and all that. The one thing with these chairs, I don't know if you can kind of see it up top, about right there. My fingernail poked through that, so that's how cheaply made these seats are. It's kind of a shame for how much you pay for this boat to have really cheap seats like that. That was probably one of my major gripes. I got these. I got the fold down stainless steel cleats. I wasn't the biggest fan of them. I didn't know how I'd really like them. I mean, I came with one of the packages. I think probably the Redfish package. But they're actually pretty nice. No complaints. They're nice, strong. Haven't broken anything. Here's one of the rod lockers. As you can see right here, it has this little lip on it. Everyone's complaining online that, oh no, they're not waterproof. I guess maybe not, but I don't really know how you'd get water in there. The only way I can think of is if it's coming up underneath the rub rail, because these aren't siliconed or anything. It's just inserted. So I imagine that's one way you could be getting water in there, but a lot of people complain about it. I mean, I haven't had any issues. I have, about 15, 20 hours on the motor right now. I've been out there in the rain some. I haven't had any water issues. That's kind of what the inside of it looks like. Kind of dark, so you probably can't see it. But it's nice carpet. You can see all these aluminum shavings in it. Xpress did kind of a shitty job cleaning this up. Or at least the dealer. I don't know who's supposed to take care of that. But there's a whole bunch of aluminum shavings. I don't really care too much. But just so you guys know, that's the back of it. And right in that little corner right there is where that little drain is. For it to drain on out if you flood it. These lock too. It came with the key and everything. So it's nice to be able to just leave the boat, lock it up out in a parking lot, and not have to worry about anyone stealing crap. I got the 70-pound Riptide. The trolling motor is perfectly sized. I really wouldn't want anything smaller. It moves it pretty good. The one thing with this handle, so it does extend. So you get a little bit of length on it. But the problem is if you got that thing extended and then you're trying to actually use it and you're sitting in that seat right there, it's a really big pain in the ass because you kind of have to lean over really far. So if you decide to get the boat, I really recommend you get probably like an 18 to 24 inch extension handle. I think they're only like $30. So. And that's what the front deck looks like. As you can see, it's pretty nice up there. Pretty clean. I really like the material they put up here, that rhino liner type stuff. It doesn't get hot at all. It's nice, comfortable, no issues. I was kind of afraid maybe it would be hot because I remember being back on the Chesapeake Bay, sitting on one of those aluminum boats out in the sun, kind of burned your ass from time to time, but no issues on this. There's a nice little step up here. Completely pointless and a waste, but they decided to put it on there. So you guys can see up here, this is the front one. This is where I keep my anchor, my fire extinguisher, some tools, my life jacket. You kind of see where I threw them down there, but that's where I keep all that stuff. Let me hop on up and I'll show you really quick. If you look inside it, it's not carpeted all the way. You see it's kind of messy up there. And you can see all that aluminum flake where they just really didn't vacuum it. I'll probably get to it one day when I get some time. I just really don't care about it too much. But that's what the inside looks like. And there's up in the front, I got a K2 60 quart cooler I usually put up here. Fits perfectly. I mean, you can still sit in this seat. I have a friend who sits in this seat when I go out. He's probably weighs like 300 pounds. He's freaking huge, but he likes it. I mean, this seat's pretty comfortable. It's nice, especially for balance and stuff. That's what the front looks like up in there. If it rains and stuff, this one gets kind of flooded, so I really wouldn't keep your title or anything that you don't really want to get wet up in here. And there's the bait well. It's good size. I've used it for shrimp and stuff. It keeps them alive, so I guess it does its job. The windshield up here, it's removable. You can just see that. You can remove it if you really care to. And there's that footrest I was telling you about. It's really not that great. I mean, it's cool when you're actually cruising, but it's really annoying when you go to stand up and it hits the back of your heels. When you kind of forget about it, you're like, oh God, oh no. I got a water PSI gauge on here. That was the only add-on I could think of on the dash. Everything's nice, clean. You get yourself a little cup holder. This is where they put my jack plate switch. Make sure it's wired right. When I got it, it was wired on backwards. It was, kind of threw me off. Trying to figure out why it wasn't working. And there's your data plate. And under the batteries. I got 2 of them up in here. It's clean for the most part. Everything obviously being a new boat. It's pretty well done. There's a few things that really throw me off on this side do. Like I said, the vinyl on here is super cheap. Kind of annoying. But if I really had to recommend anything to anyone, would just be get these trailer guides for the boat. You have to put this trailer super far in the water. When you put it super far, just get that front bow over the roller. That this back over here likes to swing out really bad. And when you're trying to put it, it has a little bit of wind or a little bit of current. It's just blowing everywhere. And the second you try pulling it up, you're just really crooked on the trailer. So if you pick these up for about $80, they're well worth it. It would have saved me a lot of headache a long time ago had I just gotten those. But that's pretty much it. I haven't really checked out the low one or anything. I just checked out the Ranger aluminum bay boats, and this one is by far my favorite. This one's made out of the .125 aluminum sheet, so it feels like a tank. I mean, you can't really tell that's not fiberglass. A lot of people get all butthurt because they're big fans of fiberglass, but I mean, for what you pay for one of these, I think I would probably save about 10 grand compared to what I could have gotten fiberglass. It's probably going to hold up a lot better too. And as far as the foam, you guys probably noticed you haven't seen any foam yet. So I'm told the foam's all up in here in the sides. Walking around and stuff, it's not very loud. It's not like a cheap aluminum boat where it's just, you know, really hollow sounding and all that. It's kind of filled up with foam, so it's good to go.